Hello friends, Ben here for Giant Loop, and today I'm going to walk you through the process step by step of installing one of our Giant Loop tank bags. Whether it's the Diablo, the Fandango, or even the Buckin roll, the basic concept is still the same. Let me show you how. But before we can install a tank bag, I'm going to have to take this one off. Okay, that was easy. Step one for installing a tank bag is separate the bag from the harness because you need access to the buckles underneath on the harness. These harnesses work with both our Diablo and our Fandango tank bags, so if you have both, you can swap them seamlessly, and if you have multiple bikes, you can move one tank bag back and forth or whatever. All you need is extra harnesses. So step one, just put the harness on the bike about where you want it to be. Make sure the side straps are on either side. There's a cutout here in the harness for the gas cap. So you want that to be around the gas cap. So once you've got it sort of positioned where you want it, I always start with the front strap. That's this one here, and it needs to go up and under the neck of the motorcycle. You gotta be super careful that you're getting it under all the cords and wires and stuff going on there, so let me show you that. Every bike is different, so you're gonna have to configure this idea to your specific bike, but you can see I've got a whole rat's nest of cords here. The most important thing is don't get this strap on top of anything where you're going to be constricting or tightening down onto it. You want to try to go underneath or around that stuff as best you can. So I'm just going to go through. There's a convenient little frame rail here, but either way, make sure you're under the frame and under all of your wires and cables. Once you've fished it down, around, and through, again, just double check, make sure there's no cables or anything being pushed or constricted. Make sure this is in no way interfering with the operation of the handlebars back and forth, because you don't want it getting in the way, and you also don't want it wearing out the strap too quickly. But once you've done that, just make sure it's not twisted. You don't want it twisted. And I just loosely run it through. These buckles are simple, just through the back and back through the front. Don't pull it tight yet. This is just to hold it on and kind of hold it in position. We'll come back and tighten all these down when we get to where we think we want it, but roughly where you think you want it. All right, that's the front part of the harness attached. Now we move to the sides. So on the side, the key is to find a solid mounting point. It's not going to be in your way. And on the right side in particular, you want to be away from the exhaust. This is really easy on the Tenere because the exhaust runs down under the skid plate. It's also really easy on the Tenere because it has these incredibly convenient mounting locations right here. But in general, on your bike, you're going to want to look for a crossbar or frame rail like this. Sometimes you want to go under the seat and go to here. That's also an option. I could pull the seat off and go around this bar here. You're just looking for a solid mounting point that's away from the exhaust that won't be in your way. Keep in mind the angle of the strap. So sometimes a little farther back is better, but it can work in multiple angles as I'm about to demonstrate, because I'm going to attach it right here to this mounting point, which is almost exactly the right width for this strap. Now here's the way I like to do it. So make sure your strap isn't twisted. You're going to go behind whatever it is that you're working with first. Pull the strap through, make sure it doesn't get twisted. Okay, it's not twisted. And the reason that we go behind first is so that when we come back up through the strap keepers on the harness itself, the outside strap is in the front, so we can actually get to the buckle, so we're not twisting the strap here. So always go behind first, and then come back up in front. Make sure it's not twisted there. And then we have these really convenient pass-throughs for the strap right here under the zipper. And then again, I'm just going to put it into the buckle to hold it for now for safekeeping. Not getting tight yet, just put it in place. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, here's the strap. We're going to go behind whatever we're attaching it to on the bike, making sure it's not close to any hot engine components or anything that moves, making sure the strap isn't twisted, okay? Behind, and then back up under the strap keepers, here, here, and under the zipper through the convenient pass-through. You don't want to go over the zipper, you won't be able to zip your bag on. Get it kind of tight, and then put the strap in. And you're gonna like hand tight snug these right now, but we're gonna adjust the position, so don't go super crazy just yet. Next step is to actually put the bag on and just see if it's where we want it. So these will be in the way if you're gonna zip it on all the way. I just like to shove them under the strap keepers. I do that anyway, but this is a great way to keep them out of the way right now. So just take the bag, the zipper. You don't have to zip it on all the way necessarily, just attach it, and then what you wanna do is just get a sense. Is it centered? Is it too far back, too far forward? You want to move your handlebars Make sure that it's not coming into contact with the bag excessively. A little bit is maybe okay. Where does it line up with your seat? Do you want it farther forward, farther back? Because you're gonna be standing here, and so this flat should kind of line up with the front of your seat if possible. I pretty much like it exactly right there. So if I needed to adjust, I would tighten the front strap to pull it forward, or loosen the front strap and tighten the rears to pull it back, but I kind of am happy with where it is. So I'm gonna tighten down some straps. So this strap is probably the hardest one to tighten because it's harder to get to, so I like to come around the front and pull on it. Just keep in mind, whatever direction you tighten in, it's gonna move that way slightly. So sometimes easier to get the front tight and then go back and do the rears. You also wanna make sure sometimes you get slack, it doesn't come all the way through from the back side depending on what you're attaching this to. So I like to just give it a pull here on the front and then take that slack out as much as I can, and I'll do that on both sides. A little movement, like a tiny bit of movement is okay. Obviously you're gonna jostle the bag around, but it shouldn't be moving around so much it's gonna be in your way. If you're happy with where it is, the second to last step is just dealing with the straps. You can cut these if you know for sure this is the bike you're gonna use it on forever. I'm always super paranoid about that, so I never cut my straps. I just stash them underneath and it hasn't been a big deal. So we have these strap keepers. The front one's easy, it's a no-brainer, it goes right there. I've seen different variations. Some people run them back down through the keepers here and back up underneath on the side. That's doable. I like to just use the elastic because that's what they're there for. It takes one fold. I just fold it over. It can be a little annoying when you're like riding around without the bag on, but why would you do that? Same here, just fold it over, shove it under this. Again, people zip tie them. People will zip tie them to these D-rings. You can do all kinds of things to keep them from moving, but the simplest and easiest that I've found is just this, because once you put the bag on, these are completely out of your way. They're not going anywhere. So once you're satisfied, you got the slack out of the way. Remember, these can't be over because you have to do a complete zip all the way around. Take your tank bag. Mine's a little dusty because I use it all the time. And just zip it on. It's on there. Final check's all we have to do. Once you've got it on, tighten down, it's not moving around too much. The last thing to do is just get on the bike and check the fit, see how you like it. Get on the bike, check the seating position. Is it in your way? Not in my way at all. When I move forward to get aggressive, when I'm sitting back riding on the highway. How about standing? Is it in your way? No, it's totally flat with the front of the seat. It's exactly where it needs to be. So just do those tests, and if necessary, just tweak. Again, move it back or side to side with the rear straps. Move it forward with the front strap. Couldn't be simpler to mount this bag. It's pretty quick and easy, and it's easy enough that it's not a big deal to move it from bike to bike if you have to. But like I said, you can always get an extra harness and just do it that way. And all bikes will vary. So like I said, I have these convenient mounting points on this bike right there, but every bike has a frame and you can always find a way to get to the frame. So that's what we recommend for the Diablo, the Fandango, and even, yes, the Buckin roll is the same way. You just have to get a little bit more creative with the straps, but they still fit underneath. So any questions about the install, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And don't forget that our tank bags, like all of our products, are backed by our lifetime warranty, and that all orders over $75 from giantloopmoto.com ship for free. Make sure that you're signed up for our email newsletter so you can get access to our monthly promo codes. We run big discounts every month. There's a special every month that you can hear about here on the channel, but the only way to get the discount codes is to scroll down to the bottom of giantloopmoto.com and sign up for that newsletter. Please consider subscribing to the channel for more how-tos, gear overviews, and other great content. And don't forget that all YouTube subscribers save 10% with promo code SUBSCRIBER. Thank you for watching. Go light, go fast, go far with Giant Loop.